package in the mail, MSX games from Japan. Collecting without fail those shoot 'em ups, that's the plan. He doesn't just collect them, he also codes them too. Join us and we'll go on electric adventures with you.
Hey YouTubers, Electric Adventures here, and I have a very special package in the mail. Just a teensy weensy bit one here. And inside, sent completely of his own volition and without asking as well. I'm interested to know how he got my address. From Xavirompe, that's his nickname, who has created this little device here. It's called a Rookie Drive NX, and it's a USB mass storage interface for the MSX machine. Now there are quite a few SD card based and other interfaces for the MSX, but they're either, some of them aren't available anymore because obviously the production runs have ended, or obviously the best one is the Mega Flash ROM SSE Plus, which includes extra memory, an SSE chip and everything like that, but that also by its very nature is expensive. Xavi, I'm just going to call you Xavi, sorry, otherwise I'm going to mispronounce your name all the time. Xavi created this as a project to see whether he could do it. I don't think he's set any particular prices or anything like that yet. He's put together quite a good website so far, and the software is still in development. It looks very good. So what it allows you to do, you plug a USB drive in the side here, which obviously is cheap. It is using some fairly standard components, so I'm sure you can get the price right down in comparison to something like a Mega Flash ROM. It is quite heavy. It does have some fair bit of componentry in there, but they're not expensive pieces of componentry, and it's very clever what he's put together. There is a bit of a development blog on his website. So what I thought we'd do is we would plug this into one of my MSX machines and have a play with it. Now it works it is compatible with MSX1 machines as well. It'll work perfectly fine on those, and it'll work on MSX2 and above machines as well. It works slightly differently depending on what MSX machine you put into it. If your MSX machine has at least 128K of RAM, it uses a slightly different interface when you fire it up because your machine's got more RAM to do it. So, but it'll still work in its basic form from an MSX1 machine. And it's quite clever what he's put together. So this is version 1.1. It can be reflashed, the firmware can be reflashed as well by putting files on the USB drive, so he's planned for future expansion. And he'll be releasing software over time, so it'll be interesting to see how it develops and how much it is when he's got them available for sale. But already from first reports, very professional what he's put together. It's in a nice cartridge case. Let's open it up. This is the first time I've opened it up. Really nice label and everything like that. There's where the USB drive goes in. We have a little switch up here. Switch particular modes or something like that, or put into flash mode or something. Once again, need to work through, and all very well put together package. So very boring. Can only hold up a cartridge and wave it around for a little while. So the best way is we need to go play with it. So I'll be back in a minute. We'll plug it into the MSX and see what happens. Right, so here we go. First boot up in my Pioneer PX7 MSX1. So we're doing it completely from cold start. I've put a USB drive in there. So it's found my device, that's good. Now let's skip the mode. Now, commands, we can go call USB disk. Call USB drive. Oops. No. My apologies. Where is the... So I've got reference stuff over here as well. USB files. My brain will remember the... So, there we go. So we have some files on there, that's good. And you can change directories and things like so. Call USB Probably should have put a directory on there. That's all right. So you go call USB CD, which is like a change directory command, and then you put a directory, and you can. I don't think he's added a make directory yet, so we'll play with that in a minute. We can load a ROM directly out of there, so as I said, we'll break in a minute and I'll pop a ROM on there, and we can insert a disk and things like that. So we'll just pause for a second. I will go and put some more stuff on the USB drive. Right, back again. Let's put a few things on there to have a look at. Right, so I made a directory called ROM, so let's try that first. Call, my goodness, my brain today. USB change directory. Let's see how we go. There we go, we're in that path. Call, oops, USB file. Right, so let's go for gold and load ROM. So it's not too hard to use. Let's try it. Rally X ROM. Load ROM, it must be loaded in the root directory of the USB. Maybe that doesn't quite work yet, but we'll try another one. So, quick reset. So, back in again. USB files. USB change directory. Sorry, old keyboard. It's not getting everything that I type. Load ROM. Let's try something else. I'm just trying to remember which one was a small one. S Invader ROM. Right, may have a bug there. I'll move the files into the root directory and we'll try again. Right, so back in again. Let's try this again. USB files and call load ROM. I'm just going to I'm going to try the same one again to see if there's any difference. No, so this could be this actual MSX1, probably because it has that extra ROM in there. So we won't give up just yet. Just reboot again. We might try loading one of the disk images. What have we got on there? So we'll try one of my own disks. So pull, insert. Oops. Full words, right? And I have a disk called EA. Okay. So now files. No. Up to 720k. The call files. Oh, dear me. Sorry. No. I think I might have to change MSX machines. This Pioneer PX7 might be being a bit of a pain. Or there are a couple little bugs. So what I might do, I actually do think there's a slightly newer firmware that was released, like he released 2 days after he sent me this device. So what we'll do is I'll apply that and we'll have another go. I thought I might show this procedure. So this is the drive recovery. So all I did was load the disk like I did before, and then type run update.bas. So press F1, confirm. Pretty good little bit of software. And very well chosen way to update the firmware too, so makes it pretty easy. Process complete. Escape to reboot the computer. So 135. That is a new one. Okay, and it's already set the disk, the same disk we had before. Files. That works. That's pretty cool. Let's go back to our instruction page so I can remember these bits and pieces. So call USB files. That still works. Shall we go for gold? I mean, these ROMs might be working just quite simply because this machine doesn't have enough RAM, so we never know. This is a 32k ROM though. No dice. Don't worry. I will get another MSX out in a minute. We'll also be trying it in MSX2 because you get a different experience in that, of course. Try my disk again. Oh. Insert disk. Let's try that again. Oh, files. No, it's not like that. And maybe I have to put some stuff on the disk image. So let's try call insert disk. Let's try one other disk image I've got here. Early. And now it works. Bad disk image. Oops. So if we run menu.s and we hold keyboard, sorry. There we go. Electric Adventures Classics. So selecting Hopper. It's a basic game and it loads a little bit of machine code. And there we go. Got simple music by the early me back in the day. So, obviously disk images load fine. And it doesn't have a problem with. It's not having any luck with the ROM so far. That works well. So I'll just have a bit more of a play with the ROMs on this machine. I could get out my Spec Video Express, although that's got its own disk ROM in there. I'm not sure if it'll interfere or not, but we probably should just switch to an MSX2 machine now and try out the other way the cartridge works. Alright, let's go do that now. Right, here we go with the rookie drive in my 738 Express. And as I'm doing this on, I realised I have a 728 I could have done this with as well. So, if this doesn't work, we might try that. So this is loading the early years one as well, so that works fine. So we'll just reset again. It remembers the last disk you load and then automatically loads it. So if we just press 0 here, oh, it might have got the, yeah, it didn't skip it. Might need to hold down the 0 key for longer. There you go, aborted. Keyboard on my 738 is probably a little old. Yes. Ah. Okay. Spacebar is looking a bit old. Lots of typing done on it. So let's try loading a ROM. Sound from this machine is obviously a bit louder. So we're trying Rally X before. And it works. So there we go. So something funny with the Pioneer. The Pioneer only has 32k of RAM, so it's not even a 64k of RAM machine. I do have an extra 32k RAM cartridge in the back, but maybe because it's in a different slot. Or it could even be that extra ROM, boot up ROM that's in the Pioneer that's interfering. Way too loud, so. But as you can see, it works fine. One of my favourite games too. Alright, so what we'll do, I'll plug it into the MSX2 and we can see how it works with a little bit more memory. Right, here we go with the Philips NMS 8250. I actually had to put this in a couple of times before it worked properly. So it's detected MSX2 and come in. So we have Nextor Basic version 2.1 Alpha 2. So what does that give us? This is a good question. I'm not as familiar with. All USB files? No. Right, all drive info. Drive C is assigned to legacy driver on slot 33. So drive C. So if we do files, no, that's actually gone straight to a floppy drive. Right, I've rebooted holding the H drive, the H key down. Next one, turbo CPU, okay. Control one drive each Nextor kernel. Shift present MSX DOS kernels. So you've got all different keys you can do to. Let's try the control key. Let's see what happens. Still doesn't help. Alright, I'm going to have to go and play with this some more and come back to you guys. Right, back again. After a little bit of investigation, to get it working with Nextor, I actually had to boot it up to the basic prompt and call fdisk, remove the existing partitions, even though I'd created a FAT16 partition on the computer. Didn't like that one for Nextor, and added 2 new partitions of the appropriate sizes, then popped it back on the computer and put the Nextor files. Obviously there's some little boot up issues with the auto exec, and now we're running MS-DOS, and we can go to basic if we want, and this is running Nextor. Now I am not in any way familiar with Nextor. I really don't know what I'm doing. It's got some tools on here called Sofa Run, which is for easy running, but I think that is supposed to go along with other types of cards to load things into. Like you probably need to set up at the very least a RAM disk, so I can get this video without spending too much time. But you can see that it works. Okay, so you can actually get here. If I didn't even have floppy drives in this machine, this would work, and you'd be able to run MSX DOS. With directories and put lots of stuff on here. You need some tools on there to actually load ROMs into memory. I said that Sofa Run, I haven't used that before. There's lots of utilities on here for loading and creating disk images. So I could, so there are a couple of disk images on here and a blank one. They're in the bin utility. There's a couple. So if I go do bin, so it's just like using MS-DOS, MSX-DOS, they're very similar commands. So in there we've got a few tools to change Z80 mode, change drivers. So floppy disk load and floppy disk save, so we could use that to load a disk. Hang on. Let's help if I press the right key. There's RD disk, so I think it's I'll just run it without any parameters, and it should tell us how we're supposed to use it. File to sector convert tool. Right, so that's would write a file to a floppy disk, and I'll take the other command loads. There's another one for actually mounting the floppy disk. I've forgotten it because I haven't used these for a little while.
Yeah, so that's for saving a actual floppy disk to a file. But I can't remember how you actually mount one. What's this? Okay, yeah, I have to do some already. So sorry, not being very helpful there, but I'm just showing that the device works. Now, of course, in MSX2 we can still, so if I reset this and I hold down 7, it will boot it up in rookie drive mode instead of Nextor mode. Oops. I don't hold key down. So now we're back to this. So if I type files, it doesn't understand that because it doesn't have non-operating system, but we're back to having our extended commands. So we have our things there, and we can just go all USB change directory ROMs. Oops. Got a bit of glare on the screen, so it's hard for me. So actual path for now ROMs. So if we go call USB files, we can go call load ROM. What am I going to choose this time? starforce.rom. We're going to Starforce, and rebooting the machine, so without hard rebooting, would reload this ROM again, which is great. So I've got the sound turned down, so there you go, works. So a solid state solution, it works. I mean, I need to learn how to use Nextor. There's a whole great big giant manual on using Nextor, and unless you're using something all the time, you forget all the commands. So I think this is a very exciting little piece of hardware, and it'll be interesting to see how both the drivers go. I mean, they're basically working. A little improvement in the instructions maybe, but that's all. Didn't take me too long to figure that out. And we're interested to see how much he's able to sell these for, and it could be a good, cheaper alternative than shutting out for a Mega Flash SSE. Alright, so I very much appreciate this being sent to me so I can have a play with it, and I will continue playing with it. But I'll put links down below to his website so you can go check it out. So, alright, I'm Electric Adventures. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.